Big 12 today here on Big 12 Radio, exclusively on TuneIn. He is Ari Timken. I'm James Westling, and we are picking all the games this weekend. Well, 5 of the games in the Big 12 during our weekly Pick'em segment. Coming up in about 20 minutes, Joey McGuire will join us, the Texas Tech football coach. We caught up with him earlier this week, and then we go in the trenches with Lige Douzable, who will join us. He's on the call next weekend of UCF and Oklahoma State. He's going to be with us here on Big 12 today. Ari he's got a big day. Not sure if it's in the yoga studio or on the lake, one or the other, but it's going to be huge.
That's a miss from ChatGPT. Yoga studio?
You're wearing joggers.
Oh, these are, let's be honest here. My joggers are in a different category than your joggers.
Okay. There's different categories of joggers.
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense.
You probably have like 2 or 3 different categories. You've got like the nice joggers, that's what I put these in.
Those are the nice joggers, okay?
Those are sweatpants.
Sloppy joggers. Start calling you GQ, this guy.
I don't know why you haven't already. I'll be honest with you. I've been waiting for you to call me that for a long time.
My daughter was texting me during the commercial break. She had a middle school basketball game last night. She jammed a finger.
Ooh.
And let me tell you that nothing sends a 13-year-old girl into retirement faster than a jammed finger.
Did you see a picture of it?
It was trying, we don't get great service here in this building. She was trying to send me a picture.
Got it. No, it was probably blown up.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
gnarly.
Playing basketball with my boys, because jamming fingers is very common in basketball. You grab basketball the wrong way, and
it's the worst, too.
Yeah, and it's just funny to watch them react to having a jam finger. It's by the way, that's going to happen a lot more. If you're going to keep playing, you're going to jam a lot of fingers. It's going to happen.
Kids and myself react the same way from a jammed finger as we would being bit by a great white shark. It's all bad. It's all bad. All right, let's pick some games. Taman, what are we picking first?
All right, first game, guys. Cincinnati -6.5 versus Arizona.
Cincinnati and Arizona, and we have Stormy picking
What's
games
going
with
on?
us.
Ari and James, I missed you guys at Stormy. What's going on, Ari and James? I missed you guys at Stormy from the Big 615. And last week I was on a cruise, and then I went off to Maui, Hawaii. I know, rough life. But I'm back with my picks this week. Not been a stellar year for my picks, but I'm going to redeem myself this week. Cincinnati versus Arizona, Bearcats, Wildcats, going Bearcats. They will cover 6.5 points. Arizona has shown me very little to get excited about. Not bad, just Cincinnati really hasn't shown me what I thought they were capable of, but I think they take it, given the spread.
Cincinnati.
Okay. I also thank you, Stormy. We know how much you missed us while you were surfing in Maui. Am I picking first or you?
Go ahead.
Okay. I like Arizona. I like Arizona in this game. I think Arizona's won 2 in a row, 52-17 a couple of week's ago at Colorado when they just dominated. Noah Fafita is playing with house money right now. He's been incredible. Arizona's already bowl eligible. I think they understand that this is a game where they can really make a statement and get a statement win. Their win over Kansas, late game heroics, I think that momentum can carry over. And I like their passing defense. I mean, they're still top 10 in the country in passing defense. And without Evan Pryor, I think that makes Cincinnati vulnerable to be becoming more one-dimensional, where they've been very balanced offensively. So I think Arizona keeps it relatively close and covers the 6.5 on the road as a dog.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll take Arizona plus 6.5. I just think Arizona can put up yardage against this defense. They finish in the red zone, 58% touchdown rate and an 84% scoring rate. And one team is a little bit more efficient. That's Cincinnati, a little bit more rested. So I think Cincinnati wins this outright, but I think it'll be closer than 6.5 points. Give me Arizona plus 6.5.
All right, next game, Texas Tech -22.5 versus UCF. Stormy, take it away.
All right, you know how I feel about this one. Texas Tech versus UCF. Not only early in the season did I predict that Texas Tech was going to win the Big 12, I think they're going to go deep into the playoffs and possibly win the whole thing. They're that good of a team, and they cover 22.5 points without a blink. They got it.
Without a blink. Don't blink, says Stormy Warren. Texas Tech and UCF. Yeah, this is a really big line, 22.5. I still like Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech recognizes that they need some style points when it comes to the college football playoff seeding implications. They're fourth in the country in the SP Plus ratings. Their offense is ninth. Their defense is eighth. Jacob Rodriguez, even though he's listed as questionable, no doubt in my mind, he'll play in this game. And UCF, who is their quarterback this weekend, I still think they have overachieved this season in terms of what I thought they would be coming in. But Texas Tech flexes their muscles at home.
Yeah, I'm with you. In fact, I wrote Texas Tech minus 22.5 because they need style points. So they found the right foe here to get style points against. I think the strengths of Texas Tech line up very much with the weaknesses of UCF, and especially with the questions at quarterback for UCF. I see Tech absolutely dominating defensively in this game.
BYU minus 4.5 versus TCU. Stormy, your thoughts?
BYU versus TCU. The Cougs, the Horned Frogs. I got to pick BYU on this one. Even given 4.5 points to TCU, yeah, BYU does it. They're looking strong. Texas Tech's biggest opponent in the Big 12 is BYU, in my opinion.
This line's a little bit smaller than I thought it would be. TCU scares me if I'm BYU because of the way they can throw the football. And craziness happens. This is the same week in the season that BYU lost at home to Kansas last year. But BYU's defense, I think, can keep TCU's offense in check. And Bear Bachmeier against that TCU defense, they've really struggled this year against mobile quarterbacks. And Bear Bachmeier is that to a T, so I think BYU wins it by a touchdown, maybe more.
So you're taking BYU minus 4.5, huh?
I am taking BYU minus 4.5.
Yeah.
You thought I'd go the other way and you would fade me.
It's just not enough points. BYU only 4.5 point favorite here. It's just not enough points. So I'm with you. I was hoping you'd go the other way so that we could have one or two differentials. Maybe we still will, but yeah, it's just not enough points. I mean, they're still one of the 15 best teams in the country. I think TCU, has proven that they're inconsistent, and I think BYU can feast on TCU turnovers because that's something we've seen from Josh Hoover within the last 6 weeks of the season. A high volume of touchdowns and certainly the ability to make big plays, but also a lot of turnovers. So I'll take BYU minus 4.5.
Utah minus 8.5 at Baylor. Stormy?
Baylor gets 8.5 points versus the Utes. And they're going to need more than that. Yeah, I don't believe in the Bears. The Utes take this one pretty easily.
Easily. I'm with him. I'm with Stormy on that one. I think this is a major statement game for Utah and everything that Baylor is dealing with behind the scenes with the uncertainty of the future, not just as a player, but as a coach, an assistant coach. There's just so much turmoil right now. The AD is out. It is wild times in Waco. And for that fact, that feels like a situation that Utah is going to feast on. And John Henry Daly still leads the Big 12 in tackles for loss. He is second in the Big 12 in sacks, only behind David Bailey, now at Texas Tech. He is going to rattle Sawyer Robertson if he gets a couple of hits on him, and I think Devin Dampier is going to have a field day. Utah wins this thing by 3 scores in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baylor plus 8.5. I like the home dogs in this spot. I think, I agree with everything you just said, but for some reason Baylor seems to find some momentum late in seasons, and I think this year will be no different. I don't know that they're going to be holding Utah, to scoreless or to 3 points as they did against UCF, but I think this could be a better defensive effort for Baylor. And the other side of this is Utah has a great pass defense, but they do and have in the fourth quarter especially given up a ton of yardage. So into the ground game. So I think this is a game where Sawyer Robertson can keep this game alive with his legs. Give me Baylor as the home dog here, plus 8.5. I think Utah wins outright, but give me Baylor to cover 8.5 points at home.
All right, guys. Final one, Kansas State minus 20.5 at Oklahoma State. Stormy, your thoughts on your Cowboys?
Do you really want me to pick Kansas State and Oklahoma State? 20.5 points? I'm sorry. Oklahoma State sucks this year. It's a rough year. We lost Gundy. We lost a bunch of players. Morale is down. But 20.5 points? No, we don't need them. We don't need them. Are we going to win? Probably not. All right, I'm picking Kansas State. All right, let's see how we do this week. Go Pokes. See you guys.
Game by 21 on the road was earlier this year against Kansas. But was that truly a true road environment for K-State?
Yes.
You were there.
Yeah, it was for a few minutes.
For a few minutes? I mean, how many K-State fans were at that game?
I mean, it was a lot of KU fans, despite the obvious, Manhattan being close. It was a lot of KU fans. So, but I mean, the thing was, the K-State fans became loud once Kansas was kind of out of it, and I don't know that there's gonna be a ton of Oklahoma State fans here. Just pick Kansas State minus 20.5. Can you please?
I'm taking Oklahoma State in this game.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Are you crazy?
The last time K-State won a game by 3 or more scores outside of the state of Kansas was November 12th, 2022. 3 years ago. They won at Baylor 31-3. I just haven't seen K-State capable of blowing out anybody that is not the Kansas Jayhawks this season. And I think K-State goes on the road. I think they win this game, but I think it's more like 14 or 17. When Oklahoma State has nothing to lose, they're going to throw everything that they have schematically at a K-State team that is just decimated by injuries. And for that reason alone, 20.5 I think is too much.
You want to put some real money on this game?
Sure.
You're really picking Oklahoma State to cover a spread here? Come on.
Yeah, I am.
Have you watched them?
Yes, I've watched them.
Yeah,
I've watched
give me
them.
K-State by 20.5. No explanation needed.
All right.
I don't care where they're playing. They can play in Kansas, Oklahoma, or on the moon, and Oklahoma State doesn't have much of a shot. They have a huge talent discrepancy here. I think they're on a path here to, losing 19 straight Big 12 games after going 2 years with losses in all Big 12 games, followed up the 2023 Big 12 championship game, which we talked about earlier. Name your price, and I'll lay the 20.5 points easily.
Okay.
And root for your Wildcats to get it done.
I think they win the game, but it's a true road game. It starts at 11 a.m. Central Time. I think it's a sleepy spot for K-State.
Remember, Tulsa beat Oklahoma State this year.
I'm very aware.
What's Tulsa's record? You're doing a Tulsa
I'm
game this week.
Very aware. I think they're 3-6. One of those wins is against Oklahoma State.
20.5 is nothing.
K-State almost lost to North Dakota.
Yeah, it was a different part of the year.
It was.
And it was at home.
Right, so they should be better on the road. All the Dylan Edwards stuff this week, I don't know. Something tells me this game's going to be a little bit
You
dicey.
should fire Chris Kleiman to the spot if they don't win by 3 touchdowns.
If they don't win by, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had him as my dark horse coach that has the most pressure this weekend.
All right, so you and I have 2 games that we differ from. That's great. I took Baylor plus 8.5 and Kansas State minus 20.5. You took Oklahoma State plus 20.5, and I took in Utah minus 8.5. So you are 2 games ahead of me at 33 and 23. I'm 31 and 25.
Wait, these records are not updated. What's our record? What am I?
33 and 23 and 31 and 25.
31 and 25. So I'm still 10 games up over 500, and you're 6 games up. We're still doing okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What is that? A combined 64 and 48? I mean, that's pretty hot. It's pretty hot, Taman. It's pretty hot. Okay, coming up next here on Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio, we are going to be chatting with Joey McGuire, the Texas Tech head football coach. We caught up with him, so we'll be wearing different clothes if you're with us on video for that interview. And then in the trenches with Lige Douzable here in about 20 minutes or so to get a breakdown of all the Big 12 games before we get to this. Could have been an email segment here on Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio. If you miss any of our guest interviews, you can go back and hear them. We had Pete Nakos, college football insider from On3 Sports. Any of our replays you can catch wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, On Demand. This is the Big 12 Conference. This is a different league, and we are powered by Modelo.